All right, peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. Welcome to another episode of Taylor House Publishing. The picture that you see on the screen is that of 25-year-old Tasjah Williams, who is currently an inmate in the Anson County Correctional Center in North Carolina. Now, we recently did some stories that covered up some corruption, and her case came across my desk by way of her parents, who are concerned about her medical treatment or lack thereof. Now, I'm going to show you another picture of Tasjah. You see she's a very beautiful young black woman. However, these pictures right here are much more gruesome. Take a look at these pictures here, and I'll enlarge it for you. This picture right here is a current state of Tasjah's leg, and you'll see this picture as well. This, according to the mother, started out as a little sore, and as you see from both of these pictures, it looks very serious, almost something like a flesh-eating bacteria. Now, according to the mother, Tasjah has not been getting the correct care. So, of course, we are going to put the number to the prison up. This is Anson Correctional. But also, I'm going to let you hear some testimony of the mother concerning how they have been trying to get Tasjah much needed medical care. And once again, that's that number to the prison. I'm going to remove it, but I'm going to put it up a little later so everyone can call and make sure that this young lady gets medical care. First of all, just listen to the mother as she details the history of this situation and her lack of being able trying to get our dear sister care. Situation, but can you get, like, I guess, start from the beginning?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. So when she went in there in April, she got transferred from Raleigh of last year. She was only in Raleigh for about a month. They transferred her to Anson County. And we had noticed when we first started visiting Tasjah, she had these like the little holes on the bottom of her ankles, almost at the bottom of her calf. And they started treatment, I'm gonna say about May or June down in the prison, but it just became worse and worse. Previously, when she was in Mecklenburg County in 2023, she had got some type of stuff on her leg, and they had sent her to the hospital. They said it was cellulitis. So this she got now is totally different from what it was before.
Okay.
She started going to the wound doctor in November of last year, and he was treating it, but he just pretty much debriding her skin so it wouldn't catch infection. It's like I said, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. Then she went in the hospital in December, and I think it was diagnosed as cellulitis. So after she came out the hospital, when she was in the hospital, she had to see a skin infectious disease specialist. They came in and talked to her based on what the nurse liaison told me and what Tasjah told me. So that was like December the 6th. I think she got out December 9th. So when she got out the hospital, the nurse liaison said that they had to schedule her an appointment with a dermatologist and a vascular doctor. So she didn't get seen by a dermatologist until February of this year. So the nurse liaison had explained to me, said she had to get seen by a dermatologist before she gets seen by a vascular doctor. So like I said, during this time, it was still getting bigger, and she had open wounds on both of her legs. And then she had explained to me, the nurse liaison, that just because, which that didn't make sense to me. So, everything got turned over to nurse liaison because when she was hospitalized in December, me and my husband had to go through the regional office in Raleigh to get Tasjah to the hospital that day because she was in so much pain. The doctor would not send her out. So pretty much, the nurses had to beg the doctor to send Tasjah out because she was in so much pain. But I think the reason why she got sent out was because we had to go over to the warden head to call to Raleigh and told him what was going on. And that night, Tasjah got sent to the hospital. But anyway, long story short, so after that, she was still going to see the wound doctors, and what she still do. She didn't see a dermatologist until February, about mid-February. They did that as a video visit, and I asked them why was they doing that as a video visit, the way her legs look. Pretty much no answer. So that was did as a video visit. By that time, she had started getting lesions under her breast and under her arms, which they call that hyperidenitis suppurativa. It's like boils, almost like boils, but they burst. So the dermatologist didn't treat her legs. They treated what was going on under her arms and under her breast. Pretty much the nurse liaison told me that continue to let her go to the wound doctor, let them treat her legs, and then they gave her Benadine or some type of medication to treat the areas under her arm and under her breast. So during that time, but the initial visit was to see the dermatologist about her legs. That's what the visit was supposed to be about. So like I said, as time goes on and on, her legs, it was getting bigger. She doesn't sleep good at night because she's in so much pain. They only given her Tylenol and ibuprofen. About mid-February, they had wrote her out a prescription for Tylenol, and she ran out of the prescription too early because she'd be in so much pain of taking more medication. She went from probably about the end of February to about the middle of March without any pain medication. She would go down to medical. They would tell her, we can't give anything because you're over-medicated. So I explained to the nurse liaison, I was like, they can give her something orally to take. I mean, you just can't give nobody, not give them no medication. Like, it's supposed to be turned over to legal. But I'm like, if legal's so involved, why is there no changes in getting her a closer date to a doctor? So that's pretty much what the nurse liaison, legal's involved, blah, blah, this and that. I don't believe that because I don't see no type of evidence. You call the legal line, you can't get nobody on the phone. Her lawyer reached out to the nurse liaison because she sent him Tasjah's medical records, which was over 697 pages of medical records. He tried to contact her. She wouldn't call him back. What else going on? Yeah, and trying to think what else. Yeah, about her medication, and then her doctor's appointments being delayed. Then she didn't see a vein doctor until yesterday. And she said her legs has gotten bigger. But they said they don't see anything wrong with her veins. So they recommend for her to see a dermatologist. Pretty much there's nothing they can do with her legs. So she said when she went to the doctor yesterday, her legs look like balloons because it has so much fluid in it. They have not did a ultrasound on her legs at the prison. When she goes down there to get her bandages changed, it's always something that they're not doing right. Like yesterday when she went to the doctor put a temporary bandage on her leg till she get back to the prison. She got back down there yesterday. She told them, which they should see it in her medical records, that the doctor said that was a temporary bandage for them to change it when she got back there. The nurse didn't change it. The only thing the nurse did was check her pulse on her leg and said she got a pulse. So my daughter had to initially go and change her own bandages so it wouldn't be so tight on her leg. But it's always something down there with medical. It's always something. I haven't talked to the nurse liaison in like over a week because every time I talk to her, I get mad because some of the stuff that she say don't make sense. Like it's pretty much Tasjah not doing this and Tasjah not doing that. And then when she reading the notes, some of those notes are falsified documents. When she went in the hospital December the 6th, they had examined her, I think the day before, and said that she didn't have no infection, blah, 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 this and that, but the next day she in the hospital. And I told her, I said, that don't make sense. I said, that's falsified documentation. She was like, no, I said, what do you consider that? I said, it's lies. And then she was like, well, your daughter need to be educated on her medicine and all this and that. I'm like, no, that staff down there need to be educated because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And they're the reason why her leg looks the way they do now. But I just get so worried because when she don't have no infection, they're not going to send her to the hospital. Then it's up to the provider. Well, when you go to the hospital, they don't own it. You ain't got to go to the hospital because you have no infection. But if you know that somebody's legs are constantly hurting every day and night, you know it's a problem. But they won't send her to the hospital. And that's what we've been dealing with. Her lawyer did a early medical release, trying to get her out early. They denied that. That was denied. So basically what we try to do is get as much publicity as we can, and I'm trying to find her a post-conviction lawyer. I think that's what I need.
Because if, like, she's slated to be released, next year?
Yeah, but she's eligible for clemency April the 18th. I don't really know how long that process works and how it works, but she's eligible for clemency April the 18th of this year.
And this is the only kind of medical problem she has since she's been in there. That's this bad.
Yep, and it didn't get like that until my daughter was in perfect health before she went into incarceration. Even when she was in Mecklenburg County, she had after she had been there a couple of months, she had a miscarriage. They didn't send her out for none of that. They did everything what they had to do in there. And that's why I said she had got that sore on her leg. They diagnosed it as cellulitis. But what she got now, they saying it was venous leg ulcers. But like I said, when she went to the doctor yesterday, the doctor said her veins were small, but I don't think that we really got another diagnosis as what's going on. The doctor told her that she's going to have to be sent to a dermatologist. So she have like sores on top of sores, and her legs has gotten worse than what they looked like the last time I seen them. Because I have access to her information, her chart, so I can see all her stuff.
So your husband was telling me one time, like the doctor said that they may have to amputate or something like that. Was that true, or was that?
That's what said. She went down.
Who?
I don't even know what the guy said when she went down that day. Was always.
Oh yeah, no. What happened was that was the day she went in the hospital.
Okay.
The Adino West, which is the medical director down there at Anson County Prison, he called Tasjah in his office that same day she went to the hospital. Me and my husband was out eating. He called her in his office and told her that if you don't start coming down here and getting your wound care done, you're going to end up losing both of your legs, and I'm just being real with you.
Oh,
that's
okay.
what he told her. Yeah, that's what he said to her. And all that was said, I told the warden all this and that. So last week, I emailed the warden and her manager, her executive manager, which is Henrico or Rachel, whatever his name is, up there in Raleigh, and told them what was going on with Tasjah and what they wasn't doing. And I sent them pictures of her leg. I'm going to the media, and I'm getting the activists involved. And that was then I sent documents to the governor in Raleigh Wednesday. He got that yesterday. He got that Thursday because I sent it certified. But I don't know if anything was said or done. But she was at a vascular doctor on yesterday because they had her appointment. The wound doctor had put in her notes it was urgent that she see a vascular doctor. That was documented in her notes on February the 14th. And then they didn't initially have an appointment for her until May. And I told that nurse Liaison, why is her appointment date so far out? And then she was like, well, how you know all this and that? Well, since you know this and that, we're going to have to change it. We're going to have to probably put it further out. I said, no, you're not neither. I said, because like I told, because when she called me back, she said, well, I'm calling you on behalf of Wharton, Perez, blah, 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 this and that. I said, well, like I told her in her email, if y'all don't do nothing about trying to get her appointments in a timely manner, I told them what I was going to do. I had even emailed the senators in Raleigh. That was March the 1st. And it's just like we can't get past that. This nurse Liaison one. It's like every time, if you try to go to a higher authority, it still ends up coming back to her. And we don't get nowhere with her.
So
we don't really get nowhere with her.
When is her next appointment?
We don't know that. She don't even be, when she go out, she don't know. They just send her out. So I don't even know that. I don't even know, since they got this, since they know she has to go be seen by a dermatologist, I don't even know when that will be. But they don't tell her that.
Okay.
But her legs, it just scares me, and I think about her a lot because she's in pain a lot, and she has a lot of fluid and inflammation in her legs, and that's all they give her is Tylenol and ibuprofen. But when she went to the doctor, the wound doctor Thursday, she told the wound doctor how she be in so much pain, so he had put on her chart that for them to give her, I think it's a Toradol shot, something, but it's better than that ibuprofen Tylenol at nighttime. I don't think she had none of that medicine over the weekend. Week before last, she went to the wound doctor. They gave her that shot before she went, and told her before she left they didn't have any more of the shot in the facility. And then sometimes, like when they if it's something come down to her leg, they doing this, but they out of this or they out of that. And like I said, she probably haven't even got that shot yet. She haven't even got that shot yet. She's still taking that the Tylenol and ibuprofen. It's not really helping her.
Okay. So if you could do me a favor, excuse me, Miss Williams, if you can send me like those pictures, and so I can kind of do the story on it, and like I did with the other young lady. We have people to call up there. That the other young lady, I don't know if you know or not. They finally moved her. So that's kind of my tactic. And I get the audience to call and check on it. I think if the pictures are bad as you say they are, then that's going to move people to call and make sure she get the help that she need, and make.
Yeah, well, I know she said me and Tasjah had been talking about moving to Raleigh because they have a hospital up there, but she said now she been saying that she don't even want to go back up there because it's not any better. That's why I don't know, Tasjah. I said, well, at least they got a hospital up there. But what I'm thinking is, if there's something going on that's not with her veins, it's something within the environment that's causing her legs to be like that. I don't know if it's the environment with mold or if it's the food or something she eating, the water, the sheets on the bed, something like that. Because when she was growing up, she had allergy problems where she couldn't eat certain meats like hamburger. She couldn't eat garlic and stuff like that. If she ate stuff like that, it would break her out in the eyes. But this is something totally different. This is something that's totally different.
Okay, so like I said, I won't be able to kind of diagnose, what's going on. But what I can do, like I said, is kind of get the story out there, so it'll make people, call and check on her, and then I can call some people up there as well.
Okay.
That I know.
Yeah, but that's what we're trying to express, that her legs wouldn't look like this if they would have gave her the care from the get-go. Just prolonging this and doing this and that. And when she first had them stores, they was giving her steroids and just guessing at it. We don't know what it is, and this, that, and the other. But just like you said, we're gonna send those up. I hadn't seen the updated pictures. I sent you some that I had in my phone.
When did you send those?
About 2 days ago. I sent it to your text message. I sent in a text message.
Okay.
It might even go through.
Yeah.
But my wife has up-to-date pictures, like I said, and it's I don't even want to see it myself.
Yeah, well, if you could send those to me, because I don't, maybe I missed them because I didn't see anything in the text. Well, if you send it from the same number that you've been texting me, I didn't see any pictures in that text.
Okay. Yeah, but we just trying to get our daughter some help. Don't want nothing happen to her legs, and she holding on the best way she can. She's strong, but it's a lot that she's dealing with that she shouldn't have to deal with down there with them people in medical. They don't know what they're doing down there. They really don't. It's just I don't understand why they treat her the way they do. It just don't make sense to me. And then we can't even call down there and talk to anyone, like I said, because per se everything's been turned over to Nurse Liaison. If we call down there trying to get an update on Tasjah or why y'all ain't doing this or why y'all ain't doing that, we can't tell you anything. You have to call Nurse Liaison. Well, ma'am, it's the weekend, so how am I call a Nurse Liaison on the weekend? She only work Monday through Friday. So it's just that bad.
Okay.
It's just that bad and sad.
So let's see, like I said, I'm gonna get on it, and you know, if y'all can send me the pictures, that'll be going good, and I'll let y'all know, you know, if I need any more information as I start start the story, and then I'll let y'all know when it's finished and everything, and then, you know, hopefully we'll be able to get people to get involved and make sure that, you know, Tasjah gets the help she needs.
Okay, I appreciate it. Now, you want me to send the pictures to this number right here?
Yeah.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, once again, you heard the mother and father of Tasjah Williams, who is the inmate at Anson Correctional Facility, and that number right there is 704-695-1013. And, you know, I appreciate if you guys would call and, you know, let the prison staff and the warden and the nurse liaison, whoever the case may be, that we are definitely concerned with the health of our young sister. You saw those pictures. It certainly looks like to me and sounds like to me that the prison medical staff is just pretty much playing Russian roulette. They don't really know what's going on. They diagnose it as cellulitis, then venous leg tumors, and now they're talking about sending her to a dermatologist. They're giving her steroids, pain medicine. And once again, prison medical staff, you know, don't really, in my opinion, do the best job when it comes to inmates. Because why? They are inmates. There's a certain stigma that comes to that particular label, which, okay, well, yeah, we'll just go lay down, or, you know, we're going to give you this, or we gave you some steroids, or you heard the mother talking about the nurse and the people that the mother talked to about her condition. Well, Tasjah has to be more, you know, up to date on her medicine and this, that. Tasjah is not a doctor. You know, she's a 25-year-old girl who, as you heard one of the people say, that she may be in danger of even losing her legs. Now, she only has about 2 more years to go. So we definitely want to make sure that our sister takes it out in the same capacity that she entered in. But, you know, it's typical when you see, you know, mothers and parents getting involved, they're expressing their opinion, and then they get the runaround because, you know, unbeknownst to the people who are supposed to be caring for Tasjah, you know, she is more than just a number to her parents, but to the liaison and the warden and the medical staff, she's just another number. She's just another case. She's just somebody else that puts a wrench in the nurse's day, or the doctor's day, or the caretaker's day, or the people who have to transport her back and forth to medical, their days. And so you see her got appointments out, you know, for months at a time. Now, those are, once again, those are not even the most recent pictures, but I'm pretty sure everybody can see by those pictures, those legs need to look like they are in dire need of immediate care. And the mother also stated that, you know, yesterday when she went, her legs, you know, were the size of balloons. They had ballooned up because of fluid. So that is more than a dermatological issue. If I said that right, that is something, you know, internal, maybe even, you know, infectious. And so I implore everyone to call once again, 704-695-1013. That is the Anson Prison, and her name is Tasjah, Tasjah, Tasjah Williams. So our beautiful young sister is in there. She's languaging, she's in pain. And as you know, from earlier instances, sometimes it takes an outside influence to get inside results. And that's what I'm hoping each and every one of you guys will do Sunday today. I'm not sure if that's the video will be released today, Sunday, or tomorrow, the 31st. Either way, I would implore and I thank and I beg of you to call and let them know that we know the condition of our young sister, and we think that she needs more than just prison medical care. She needs actual Duke medical, UNC Chapel Hill medical, Pitt County Vidant medical here in North Carolina. She needs to be at one of those facilities so they can correctly diagnose her and stop throwing things against the wall and hoping they're stick. So I appreciate you guys. As you know, earlier last week, we had an inmate who was experiencing some abuse at Anson, and because of your call, persistency and your dedication, we were able to get her transferred to another facility. So likewise, I'm imploring you, I'm begging, I'm pleading with you to call Anson Prison on behalf of our sister Tasjah Williams, so we can make sure that she gets the medical care that her legs so direly need, so we can, she will not be in danger of, possibly losing her legs as she's serving her, punishment for, the crime that she committed in society. However, that is the punishment, being incarcerated, not being denied medical attention. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all give me a call if y'all want have any more information about this prison or this situation, or legal advice for the family, medical advice for the family, how to make sure that Tasjah gets the correct and efficient medical care that she needs. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings.